What is going on YouTube? It is your boy MrBaboon back with a reaction video. We have the dumbest Russian voyage nobody talks about. So well, they pretty much traveled on boats and everything back in the day, and pretty much went adventuring, finding new places. All this is the good stuff. Is what a voyage is, if I'm saying that right. Let me know what you guys think about the video down below. Comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you guys are new, so that way you guys never miss a video. I will have the video link, the channel link, down below in the description, and I think that would be it for the description. So let's see. Let's go ahead and go to this wonderful site. And I'm gonna like it because I know it's gonna be a banger video, bro. It's fucking Blue Jay. Let me make sure the audio is coming through.
Funny combinations out there, like spaghetti and meatballs, a sorority girl in a white Jeep, or depression and alcoholism. But like US presidents and convertibles, not everything can be a match made in heaven. And as much as Mother Russia would love to dominate the high seas, nearly landlocked nations and stellar navies don't exactly go hand in hand. But for all the Russian Navy's dismal, underwhelming, pathetic lack of glory in the early 20th century, it's always important to look on the bright side.
Look on the bright side.
Like how it gives me good YouTube content. So on today's episode, we're going to learn you all about the misadventures of the Russian Baltic Fleet.
Bro, Blue Jay is funny. I love his videos and everything. They're just so entertaining. Let me know
it's
what
the
you
turn
guys
of the
think about
20th
Blue Jay
century,
down below
and what
in the
better way to
comments.
kick off a new era than
expansion.
Russia is cold, which is great for things like stopping Nazis and badass TikToks, but not ideal for ports. Having your port turn to ice every winter is what those of us more versed in nautical terms would call not very cash money. The Russian Empire notices China has a pretty nifty port with, get this, warm water. However, there's this pesky little thing called a border in the way. But that's okay. China isn't European. It's not a real country. So Russia takes control and gets the Qing to lease in the port. Japan doesn't like what they see, so they meet with Russia and are all like,
"Hey, vodka boy, invading China is our thing."
but Russia won't share, leaving diplomacy dead in the water. But that's okay. The new DLC just dropped and everyone's just itching to try out their new toys. So the Japanese attack Port Arthur, kicking off the Russo-Japanese War. Fast forward a few battles and the Russians are losing pretty badly. So the Tsar authorizes quite the preposterous proposal of sending the Russian Baltic Fleet to reinforce the East. And you may be wondering, but Blue Jay, what's so preposterous about sending reinforcements? Well, kiddo, the Baltic part of Russian Baltic Fleet means it operates in, get this, the Baltic. And as we learned earlier, boats don't like ice, so you can't go this way to Port Arthur, meaning the Tsar authorized a plan for an 18,000-mile journey around the world, which is 29,000 kilometers, or 1,140,480,000 gumballs. The voyage was also a logistical nightmare, as the Russians didn't have any holdings in Africa or South Asia to refuel along the way. Add that to the fact that the fleet spent months at a time frozen in port, so the crew of mostly uneducated peasants couldn't tell you the difference between a bowline knot and a porcelain pot. This group of inexperienced conscripts is put under the command of Admiral Rozhetsvensky, a man so prone to anger that his staff made sure to keep a large supply of binoculars at the ready due to how often he would throw them overboard. But hey, fuck it, what better way to learn
Alright, so my man would just throw the binoculars overboard
than a trial by fire, right? So they set sail on their epic quest to turn the tide of the war and bring glory to the motherland. And immediately the flagship runs aground and a cruiser loses its anchor. While they waited for the flagship to refloat, a destroyer forgot friendly fire was on and rammed into a battleship, prompting it to return for repairs. Don't worry men, surely this can't be foreshadowing. As the fleet pushed on, growing hysteria spread amongst the crew. And they were afraid that at any second they'd be ambushed by Japanese torpedo boats. By Denmark. This is where the war is if you forgot. But the crewmen didn't have time to worry about things as frivolous as logic. So when two fishermen approached the fleet to deliver a message, they opened fire. The two fishermen survived the false alarm without a scratch thanks to the horrible standards of the Russian gunnery. As for their message, they informed Rear Admiral Rozhetsvensky that it was to Vice Admiral.
Imagine bringing, just going this way, right? I'm still dying, hold up. Damn. Imagine going this way and then just, ships right there. Just da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Like it's like some Star Wars shit, you know what I'm saying? Like doom, 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 doom. Like the The blast doors just flying everywhere, so the bullets are just going everywhere. Fuck that. But it's a good thing they had that stormtrooper aim. Cause that aim looked like it was definitely stormtrooper shit.
Iron this. This wouldn't be the only false alarm, as later another ship signaled that she was under attack by 8 Japanese torpedo boats, only to find out that there were 0 Japanese torpedo boats.
Huh?
There was just nothing there. Having survived the Baltic, our heroes made their way towards Britain, where they encountered a small group of fishing trawlers at Dogger Bank. Surely by now our skittish sailors have learned their lesson. Ninjas! Streliate this bullshit! Chaos ensued as the Russians laid down hellfire upon the unsuspecting fishermen. The Russians are going bonkers. Some run around the deck aimlessly waving cutlasses to repel imaginary boarding parties, while others just cuddle up on the deck with life jackets, accepting their demise. Keep it up, men! These Japanese have horrendous aim, Igor. We haven't even taken a hit. But, hey, at least this time we made sure they weren't fishermen first. We're shooting at fishermen, aren't we? Definitely a possibility, sir. Well, at least we didn't fire on our own ships, killing a sailor and Russian Orthodox priest. The British trawler fleet were sitting ducks as their nets in the water prevented a hasty escape, and the Russians fired at them for 20 minutes before realizing their mistake. While this sounds like the setup for a massacre, you forget our heroes are about as effective as a guy holding a fish on Tinder, sinking only 1 trawler and damaging 2 of their own ships. The battleship Oriole really captured the spirit of a TikTok pickup artist, reportedly shooting 500 shots without scoring a single hit. 2 fishermen and 2 Russians died in the mayhem, so at least the survivors can brag at the local pub that they tied with the Russian Navy. This event became known as the Dogger Bank incident and nearly ignited a war between Russia and Britain. It's just settled for revoking their access to the Suez Canal, forcing the Russians to make a slight tweak in their course. The slow, coal-powered fleet made its way towards Africa, attacking more civilians and cutting underwater telegraph cables along the way. They met up with some German supply ships to refuel due to the aforementioned lack of African holdings to make port. What nice friends, those Germans. I'm sure the relationship will last. Africa's pretty big, almost as big as my self-loathing, so they took on double loads of coal and kept giant piles of the stuff just sitting on deck. Definitely the kind of thing to land you an EPA audit. But it's not like any sailors were going to die from black lung, except for the ones who did. Morale is low, so the Russian crew decides to lift their spirits by treating themselves to the exotic pets of Madagascar. Alright, men, you all can... Hey, Igor, stop sniffing glue for a sec, buddy. You all can go to shore and pick out one thing to bring back with you. Nothing too crazy, like snakes or crocodiles. What did I say? Sir, I can explain. Watch it throw back the shot at Tito's. The ship became a floating zoo as the crew brought on a bunch of animals to roam the deck freely, including a crocodile and a venomous snake, which apparently took a liking for vodka. Panic followed shortly when the snake wrapped itself around guns and bit a commanding officer. One sailor gifted the admiral a parrot, which soon took after his rather extensive vocabulary of Russian curses. The ship soon became overrun with chameleons who would frequently go missing due to their ability to seamlessly camouflage. Hey Igor, have you seen Comrade Camo? I can't find the little guy anywhere. No, I don't think so. Have you seen him, Private? Yeah, I don't think you've seen him either. But a good zoo isn't complete without an underwater exhibit. And luckily for them, the cooling plant on their refrigeration ship broke down, forcing them to dump all their meat into the ocean and giving them a nice following of sharks. At one point, the fleet was holding one of many funerals for a sailor who died of illness. During the ceremony, the Kamchatka fired a gun salute.
Don't tell me they shot their own boat.
Hey, say, you boys did make sure to load blanks, right? Yes, sir. Yeah. Igor, you're looking kind of pale there. After some more shenanigans, a mutiny and receiving a shipment of 13 coats instead of ammo, Admiral Rozitsvensky realized that they were approaching Japan. Ah shit, that's right, I didn't train them. So he decided to run some gunnery practice on a stationary target. Miraculously, our group of misfits managed to score a single hit on the ship towing the target. Okay, potato, potato. At long last, the Baltic fleet closes in on Japan, approaching the Tsushima Strait during the night. The fleet extinguishes their lights to maintain stealth, all except for the Orel, which, as a hospital ship, kept them burning in accordance with the rules of war. The Orel comes upon a Japanese ship in the dark. And finally, after an extensive list of false alarms attacking fishermen and merchants alike across all of the high seas, they come across an actual Japanese vessel and determine it to be Russian. So they use their lights to communicate with it.
Bro!
The Battle of Tsushima ensues. Will our...
Tell me that's a joke. Tell me that part didn't actually happen. Someone in the comments, please tell me that shit did not actually happen.
Gallant sailors hold their own against the Japanese. The Baltic fleet was decimated. 4,000 Russians die, with an additional 7,300 taken prisoner, compared to roughly 100 Japanese deaths. This effectively ended the war, marking the first time in history that an Eastern power defeated a European one. Way to go, buddy. Let's add that one to the scoreboard. Oh dear. So, in conclusion, the Russian Baltic fleet's odyssey around the world is a tale full of shenanigans and blunders, with our troublemaking peasant crew racking up quite the body count of innocent civilians and friendlies before seeing an actual enemy. And yes, while they may have
attacked. Can we talk about that? Like, they literally shot at fishermen and, like, who knows what other kind of civilians they shot at before they even saw an enemy. And then they turn around and probably, hopefully that's not true, about them telling the enemy that, you know, about the whole damn plane, and then you know, all that shit goes down. But that's
attacked
crazy.
Ships from practically every global power, disabled cities' communication grids, killed fellow sailors with
really
gross negligence of safety practices, nearly ignited a major European war, and were about
let's talk about all they did real fast. Let me see.
Fellow sailors with gross negligence of safety practices, nearly ignited.
Like, look at this. They shot at civilians, right? Oh, wait, I forgot I could use this. Yeah, see that? I could use this. See that? They shot right here at the civilians, right? Then they destroyed some, well, I don't remember what that was called. Something. It was like a power thingy or like a telephone or something like that, line. Something like that. But they destroyed that. Killed his own man by just having... What the fuck? Just killed his own man just by having the coat up on here and having them get black lung. Once again, shooting at more fishermen. Like,
ignited a major European war, and were about as accurate as Helen Keller playing laser tag.
Yeah, and look, those shots were stormtroopers. Like, those shots were literally stormtrooper aim, bro. Darth Vader would give them a job like that, easily. He's like, okay, you guys are done. Just don't piss me off.
They also taught a snake to drink vodka. 9 out of 10 stars.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 stars on that one. For teaching a snake how to drink out of vodka. Okay, that's going to do it for that video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you guys are new. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about the coughing a lot today in the video. There you guys go. Take a hit. Pass it on. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to do it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video. Positivity is key. Motivation is key. Happiness is key. I will see you guys in the next video. You guys watch out for each other. Stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys stay safe.